Hi guys, and welcome to ReadingBliss, the podcast where I talk about my love of knitting and of reading. My name is Maria, and I'm Kiwiria, Kiwiria, on both Instagram and Ravelry, and I'm Maria M on Goodreads. Right, it's been a while since I've recorded last. Since then, I have been on 3-week vacation. 10 of those days are spent in the United States. 5 days in New York City and 4 days in Washington, which was absolutely wonderful. I had the best time, and I got to I got to visit a lot of excellent yarn shops and bookstores, of course. So stash stories this time will be, I went a bit overboard, but hey, vacation, you're allowed to. But first, on the needles, there will be some repeats. I haven't finished very much since I podcasted last. Funnily enough, I didn't get that much knitting done while on vacation. Instead of grabbing my knitting, I'd grab a book, just like the old days. I guess old habits die hard. But that's alright. So, this is the Tara Linda cardigan by Rome Hill. And I'm knitting this on size 6mm needles. So your size 10? Something like that. Sorry, metric revelation. Speaking of which, if you don't already, go follow the Knit More Girls. That is my #1 favorite podcast. So that's your shameless plug for the day. Anyway, Rome Hill, Tara Linda. Finished both sleeves before I left for vacation, and then since then I have been knitting on the body. I've got about 6 inches done, so I need another 6 before I get to the button band. I've only done a button band once before, and that was on my very first cardigan. Didn't turn out very well, so I'm a bit interested to see how that will go. Let me see if I can just give you a close-up of this pattern. See that? I think it's the garter rib, I think she calls that. I just love the look of it. The only problem with it is that it makes a lot of knitting. I could just have mirrored it and done a lot of knitting instead, but oops, just threw my glasses to the floor. But I didn't realize that until long after I started, and I figured my attention would be all over if I switched around. So, curling it is. This is truly a labor of love. Making this for my best friend. She's worth it, fortunately. Right, so that's it. I should have another couple of weeks done. Working this one, I'm afraid. Next up, sorry, my stuff's flying away from the camera. Next up is the sleeves. I don't know what to call it, a cardigan or a shrug or a shawl, but sleeves by Martina Behm. I finished the right sleeve. Put this on without getting the yarn everywhere. Big for me, but I'm making this for another friend of mine. She saw the one I made my sister and absolutely loved it. And she was so enthusiastic about her love that I just had to make one for her. I do wonder about the sleeve gap here. It is gigantic. So I may sew in an elastic band or something, tighten it out a bit. Or I'll give it to her as it is and see how she likes it. Her mother sews, so she can always have her sew it in if she really wants to. But that's the that's the sleeves by Martina Behm in some Swedish yarn. I forgot to look up the name. I know it's called Neo, but I don't remember the brand name. It's 100% merino. It's spun really tightly, so it's not quite as soft as merino usually is, but it's still really, really lovely. I love knitting with it, so which is all good. And I did get tired of all these large projects, or I do get tired of all these large projects once in a while, so I have also been doing some modular knitting on my yarn blanket by Shelley Kang. Yes, I have shown this time. I now have 72 squares about 45 minutes. That's not too bad. And yes, I love it. I get to use up all of my fingering scrap yarn, and it's going to be gorgeous. Can't wait for it to be finished. So I'm knitting this up on, I want to convert but I can't, sorry, 3.5 millimeters. I think that's a US 5, something like that. But the second blanket, free pattern by Shelley King, and it's awesome. So I really recommend it for all your suck yarn scraps. Unless, of course, you would rather make this. She said and didn't show anything. This. Puzzle Pieces by Megan Ellinger. Also a scrap blanket, although these pieces are a lot more elaborate than the squares in the sock yarn blanket. Still, each piece takes me about the same time. I've pretty much learnt this pattern off by heart. You can't see that up against my. I'll take off this. There we go. Each piece. Yeah, you can almost see it now. Again, each piece takes about 40-45 minutes, so it's actually not too bad. And I've more or less learned off the pattern by heart by now. So it's moving pretty swiftly, and it's perfect travel knitting since you knit each one separately, which means there's a lot of sewing involved, but I'm figuring it's worth that. So I've discovered that I can pretty much knit one each day as I go to and from work on the train. So that's 3 done this week already. It's Thursday. That's 4 done this week already. Glad it's Thursday. I need vacation. I need the weekend later for the office. Off the needles. I finished a couple of things. I have finished my first pair of truly self-designed vanilla socks. I didn't use a pattern at all. I just went for what I thought was right. Toe up, and I used the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, which actually works really, really well for toe up socks. Much less of a hassle than the gusset heel flat, and few ends to weave in than the optical heel. So here we go. That's what it looks like. Just plain stockinette. I considered a simple pattern, but I thought the yarn was just too busy on its own. So it's just simple stockinette and then a bit of twisted rip. And they aren't quite identical, but close enough that I'm going to call it good. Nothing you notice. I did actually finish one more thing, and I forgot to bring it here, but it was so awesome that you'll have to excuse me for 30 seconds while I go get it. My apologies. You should never do such a thing on a vidcast, but I can't figure out how to pause it, so I may see if I can edit some of this out afterwards. Anyway, about half a year ago, I knit this kitten. I knit this for my husband as he absolutely loves Despicable Me and especially the Minions. So much so that he named this right away. And he's been making noises that he would like more. You can never have too many minions. Which of course I agree with, but I've got to tell you, knitting this took a while. It was quite a chore. Especially since I had to knit it while he wasn't around. So I think it actually took me almost half a year to knit. But fortunately, minions come in all shapes and sizes. So last week I found Tiny Minion. Free pattern on Ravelry by Kelly Vu. I love it. The colours are all off, I'm sorry. But isn't it just adorable? This one took me no more than 2-3 hours to knit. It's ridiculously fiddly because of all the colour work and colour changes, but it's so cute. So cute. And you can carry it around like this. I thought that was really cute. Unfortunately, my husband loved it as well. So that's all good. And that is all I have on and off the needles this time. However, in New York, I visited the most brilliant yarn stores. I visited 3 different ones. First one was Luby Mango on Grand Street, I believe it's called. They mostly catered to really, really super duper extra mega chunky yarn, which wasn't my cup of tea. So that one I left pretty quickly. But then just around on the parallel street, Broome Street, they had Pearl B Soho, which was awesome. I mean, it was this huge store, at least compared to Danish standards, with just all this lovely yarn that I've heard so much about from other American podcasts, but never actually found in Denmark. So there was Spad, there was Koigu, there was the Madeline Tosh, there was just paradise. And I may have gone kind of crazy. But hey, it's souvenir yarn. It doesn't count against your stash. So I got this lovely red Ansula Luxury Fibers Squishy in the One Red Shoe colorway. And I'm not even going to attempt to get these colors right because it's just not going to work. There's just something wrong with the lighting today. I'm not sure what it is. But I've got pictures of all of these. Oh, it's actually not too bad, quite far away. I just need to knock these up so close. Anyway, there are photos of all of these up on Ravelry if you really want to check out. So that was one. And I got Madeline Tosh. This is actually grey and brown in real life. Yeah, anyways. It's Madeline Tosh Merino Light in the Cubco colorway. Like I said, we don't have Madeline Tosh in Denmark. I've ordered online. So I've only ever knit with it in one project, and I absolutely loved it. So I saw my chance. I got some more. And yes, that's more. I have another Ansula Luxury Fibers, but this one is Sebastian in the black colorway. It's really kind of a grey, but I love it. I'm thinking socks for most of this, which is probably really, really silly to use such high quality yarn for socks, but there may be a shawl or two, especially in some of the later stuff, but we'll see. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Missing this last one. Koigu. I had to get some. I heard so much about it. This is green in real life, not blue. Well, it's Turkish, but it's definitely a lot greener than it comes up here. Anyway, it is Koigu Solid Green Blues. The name of this. 100% merino. I love the way it feels. Very squishy. So I'm looking forward to starting to knit with all of this. However, 2 days later, I decided to go uptown, as I knew there were no. I think I was planning on visiting 2 different yarn stores and 2 different bookshops, something like that. I had 3 hours, so I figured plenty of time. Yeah, right. I fell into the rabbit hole of the best yarn shop I've ever visited. Ever. So, if you make it to New York City, you have to go to Nitty City. It's on 79th West. I can't remember the number. Oh, it says here. Handy. 208 West 79th Street in New York City. and it is the cutest yarn shop ever. Where Pearl Bee was a store where you could buy yarn, this was a place to sit down and knit, hang out with your friends or your knitting groups. And oh yeah, if you wanted to, you could also buy some yarn. I just loved the atmosphere there. It was so good. And the sorry, my computer just froze. And the people working there were also so friendly. I've been thinking for quite a while that I wanted to learn how to spin. And since I've no place in Denmark where you could buy neither spindles nor roving or anything like that, I would either have to get it off online or buy it when I went to the States. Since I really wanted somebody to help me out, I figured, okay, I'll take a look here. Hadn't had any luck in the other stores. They had no roving, no spindles. So I was feeling down my luck. Then I entered this place and it was just, they had the whole section of roving. So I went up and I started to look around and couldn't see any spindles, so I asked one of the people working there, so, do you have any top spindles? Oh yes, Mary, will you come and help? So this lovely, lovely lady, Mary, she came and she showed me the different spindles and told me all about it, what would be best for a new beginner. She showed me all the different roving and pros and cons, what would be best for a new beginner. So I ended up finding a lovely Turkish spindle, beginner spindle. It's not fancy in any way, it's just plain simple, just what I needed. And this BLF, again, a lot more green than comes up here, BLF Rowing. From Sweet Georgia, and it is the BLF Spruce. Yeah, spruce colorway. Really, really gorgeous. It's a shame it doesn't come out right. So I was really, really keen on buying this. And I figured, oh well, I'll go on YouTube once I get home and figure something out. So as I was getting ready to pay, she was like, we're starting a spinning class tomorrow. Oh no, hang on, wait. I'm off tomorrow. We're starting next Sunday. I'm from Denmark and I'm leaving the day after tomorrow, so that's a shame. I would have loved to. Oh, well, I can give you a class now. Really? Yes, my next student won't come for another half hour, so I can get you started. Oh, I love that. Are you sure? Yes, absolutely. I feel horrible if you left the store without having at least some yarn on your spindle. What do you say to that? I had plenty of time before I had to be anywhere else, and I was dying to get my hands on this. So she got me started. She even found me a sample, which to get me started on, and I'm now spinning. This is my first attempt, not by a long shot, but nice Turkish spindle, bit big, but this is the one I had, so what do I care? Since it's my first one, I don't know any better. And I can spin on this, so it's all good. It's big, but it's not too heavy. It's really light tree, so it's all good. Now my first attempt, my first 50 grams, were horrible. Thick and thin and so ugly, but they were mine, and I love it. I would have brought it to show, but I forgot, and I'm not going to run out again. So you can go to my Railway page. I have it there. But the second one, it's actually going fairly decent. Let's see if I can show this. See? Nice and even. I know I'm just showing you a little piece, but it's actually pretty much all like that. Not 100% even, of course, I'm a beginner, but for my second attempt, I'm pretty darn proud of this. So, I've started a new craft, which because I really, really needed a new hobby. But I'm loving it. There's something really soothing about spinning, at least when it goes well. When the spindle keeps rubbing, it's very frustrating, but for the moment, I'm loving it. So you wouldn't really think that I would be buying more yarn? You'd be wrong. Because 2 days later, I moved on to Washington, D.C. And of course, they have yarn shops there as well. And of course, I've looked them up in advance. courtesy of Emily, Ooh Fancy Pants. Actually, most of them because she's been talking about them on her podcast, What She's Watching, which unfortunately is on hiatus, but it was really cool while it lasted. So on my second day in Washington, I went down to King Street and found Cyberspace, where I also found some more Madeline Tosh. Absolutely gorgeous, even though you can't see it in this camera. Sorry guys, I'll find you another one next time. Anyway, it is Madeline Tosh Light Merino in the Mandala colorway. Absolutely beautiful. So this is one of those things that I don't think I'll be able to hide away in a pair of shoes. So this will probably be a shawl or a cowl or something. And I got some more rolling because, as you could tell, I hadn't actually dug into this with Georgia. Because here they had these huge bags of half a pound or 225 grams of fried Corriedale. Louet in North America and the Hunter Green colorway. It won't focus. Oh, there we go. Otherwise, you'll just have to take my word for it. Again, the camera doesn't like green today. This is green, dark green, and it's not blue. But this is a huge bag for not a lot of money, so it's the perfect beginner's yarn, or beginner's roving, sorry, I should say, which is really good. So I could get used to how to draft, how to spin before digging into my BFL. And it's really nice. It's nice and soft, and the color's just amazing. So I'm really happy with this. I've spun up about 50 grams for the other and about 10 grams for that. So that would be 3 ounces, 2-3 ounces. I'm loving it. I didn't know I would take to spinning the way I have, but I love it. After that, I figured I really don't need more yarn. I really shouldn't visit more yarn shops. However, I did want to go up to DuPont Circle because there was Kramer Books, secondhand bookshop I wanted to visit. And yarn just. And yes, I did buy more. However, these two skeins are the last two I bought. I hope I didn't hit anything serious there, but seriously, aren't they gorgeous? This is Dragonfly Fibers, which I've also heard so much about and always wanted. And this is the Admiral Benbow colorway, which I wanted because the colors look just like Starry Night from the Vincent van Gogh painting. I'd actually seen this in New York and Midi City, but figured I'd already used enough money there. But when I saw it the second time, my willpower had left me. I have no self-discipline when it comes to yarn shopping on holidays, obviously. The other one here is called Big Apple. It's also Dragon Sock, Dragonfly Fibers, Dragon Sock. And these two will probably also be shawls or cowls or something because, again, too beautiful to be hidden away in shoes. But we'll see. And that, as they say, was that. Yeah. I did also buy a lot of knitting books. I bought Socktopus, 17 sock patterns to knit and show off because I've been tempted by a friend of mine. I bought Stephanie Pearl McPhee's newest, and I bought one of her older ones, Things You Need Learn from Knitting Without Even Trying. That one I bought from the Strand in New York, and what I hadn't noticed until I got home was it's signed. I now have a signed copy of one of her books, because I absolutely love her books and have 6 of them on my shelves. That was absolutely an added bonus. Yes, I think that was it. So, that was a lot of knitting, but reading. I've done a lot of rereading. I've finished Outlander, I've finished Voyager. Yes, I skipped Dragonfly and Amber because it's my least favorite of the books. I'm currently listening to it on audiobook, so we'll see if I finish. Finished the Witchlight trilogy and a bunch of the Deary's other books because once I start on her books, I have to read them all. They're that good. So if you haven't yet read anything by her, do go look up A Modern Witch or Witches on Parole. They are amazing. There's lots of knitting in them, and best comfort books ever. I don't get any commission or anything from telling you this, but go read them. They're that good. Great. Yesterday, though, I started Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple. I've heard about this everywhere, but just hadn't gotten around to pick it up yet. I would show you my copy, but it's on my Kindle, so a bit boring. But I'm about 3/4 into it, and I love it. Yes, I started yesterday, and I'm practically done because it is that good. I love epistolary novels. I know they're not for everybody, but they're definitely for me. So definitely a good book. It's about this family, mother, father, and their daughter, B, who are making plans to go on a trip to Antarctica over the Christmas holidays. But the day before they leave, Bernadette, the mother, and it's amazing. Go read it. That's Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple. And this is running at almost half an hour already, so I think I will end this here. Thanks for listening, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.